Hey guys, welcome back to Turn the Tables. I like to apologize how long it's been taking me to make a video. I was planning to upload during the summer, like off the season. It was going to be about football, but it was going to be during while the season was off, maybe about free agency, draft, and all that. I actually made 4 videos, but all of them, 2 of them became corrupted. One of them was uploaded to the wrong YouTube channel, deleted, and then never uploaded again. And the other one just wasn't that good. But I do apologize. Summer was more drastic than I planned, and I ended up having a lot to do. And then ever since school started, I've been really, really busy. But week 1 has started, and I was super excited, especially because Packers came out with the dub from the Bears, beating Bears. And yeah, so we just hop into the video, which we will be talking about review of week 1, results games, and then my predictions for week 2. Okay, so let's jump in. Week 1 preview. Review, sorry. Packers versus Bears. Packers won 10-3. This was a very defensive game. I'm super happy about that because Packers haven't had a good defense since 2010, which is when we won the Super Bowl. That was the last time we've had a top 10 defense, and this year they look like a top 10 defense. Bears still have a good defense, but their offense is really, really bad. Like, ours was bad, but we have like a new offensive coordinator. Like, we're gonna improve. Where they can improve, but Mitchell Trubisky, honestly, I feel like he's holding the team back as he seems to struggle a lot. Redskins versus Eagles. Eagles won 32-27. Deshaun Jackson's back, and man, did he show up. He put 35 points, I believe, on fantasy. And, they were losing by 17, and then they made a comeback and won the game. But, this was a crazy game. And to me, I was very surprised about the Redskins because they've been a really bad team. I'm talking about like top 5 worst teams to me. Oh, okay, that's wrong. They were a playoff team last year, I thought, until Alex Smith got injured. So because he was so injured, I know they drafted Dwayne Haskins, but I knew they weren't going to start him. So I did think they were going to struggle a lot. But to beat the Eagles 17-0 for the first half, and then you let them get a comeback. But so is the point. They do look better than I anticipated, even maybe a playoff team. But the Eagles need to get better. That's all I need to say, to be honest. Bills versus Jets. Bills won 17-16. The defenses are good. I was hoping that the Bills would be a wild card team, but I don't really know after seeing the game. Both teams are garbage. I'm sorry, but they're both garbage. They're in the New England division, and they're going to lose every year. And, hopefully they can get better, but I don't really see that happening. As of now, I think they need maybe another year, maybe 2, to really be a playoff caliber team for both. Falcons versus Vikings. Vikings destroyed the Falcons 28-12. Super surprised. I really thought the Falcons. I did think the Vikings were going to win, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad. The Falcons are looking like a really bad team. Like, I don't even think they could make the playoffs with how they played. But the Vikings are looking like, sad to say, but the NFC North champs, because until Green Bay gets their offense together, I don't know how far we're going to make it. And the Vikings had it together, dude. Defense played, the offense played. But are they a Super Bowl team? I don't think so, especially because at the end of the day, I think Kirk Cousins is still the loser from the Redskins. He's never beat a winning team. His record's like 0-13, I think, against winning teams. He chokes. And I think that's going to hold him back. So, yeah. Ravens versus Dolphins. Ravens 59, Dolphins 10. And wow, everyone knows the Dolphins are going to do bad because they're in the rebuilding period, but those Ravens and Lamar Jackson threw 5 touchdowns. Absolutely amazing. The only thing that would have held the Ravens back was the fact that Lamar was more of a running quarterback, but after that performance and the way he threw, I mean, they're looking like a Super Bowl team. Like, they're definitely winning the division if they keep playing like this. And I can definitely see Super Bowl if they keep playing like this. Because, I mean, this team played really, really well. Even their defense is still good, too. So, just want to put that out there. Chiefs versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Chiefs won 40, Jags 26. The Jags are low. I mean, the Chiefs, they still look as good as last year. But, I mean, the Dolphins, the Jags, they're in a rough place. They lost Nick Foles. He broke his left clavicle and will be out for the rest of the season. They don't have a quarterback, and their defense played really, really bad. Like, really bad. I know it's Patrick Mahomes and their high-powered offense, but you guys were supposed to have the best defense in the NFL, and they did bad. They did bad. And I don't think Jacksonville's even going to make the playoffs. And everyone's calling them a Super Bowl team. They're not even making the playoffs if they keep playing like this. It's really bad. Titans versus Browns. Titans won 43-13. That's a complete blowout for a Super Bowl team. I didn't believe it. I thought the Browns were overhyped. I mean, do they have names? Yeah, they have names. But at the end of the day, it's coach. Coaches matter. And your chemistry with your team. And I didn't think they had good chemistry. And I don't think the coach has proved himself yet. So, yeah. I mean, the Titans have a great defense. Just like for the past 3 years. I think they're definitely a playoff team. And the Browns are just overhyped. And they need to calm down and regroup. And maybe bounce back. But I don't really see it. Yeah, I don't really see it. Maybe wild card, but definitely no Super Bowl. What everyone was saying about the Super Bowl, no way that's happening. Rams versus Panthers. Rams 30, Panthers 27. I thought it was a great game. One of the better games of Week 1. I think the Panthers look really good. I know they lost, but I think they do look really good. I feel if they go against each other again, I think the Panthers will win. That's how confident I feel in the Panthers. I think they did look really good. I just feel Cam Newton had a really off game through 2 picks. That's the only reason why I feel like they lost. The Rams are kind of iffy, to be honest. Aaron Donald didn't have a single tackle until, I believe, the mid-third quarter, early fourth quarter. Like, he had a bad game. All the players you thought were going to have a great game in the Rams didn't really have a good game. I know Todd Gurley had that one breakaway run for like 25, 30 yards. But besides that, he was quiet. Like, all the big Ram players didn't really play well. And Rams are iffy. I do see them making the playoffs, but I don't see them repeating and going back to the Super Bowl. Bengals versus Seahawks. Bengals 20, Seahawks 21. The Seahawks did win, but man, was I shocked. I mean, the Bengals have been at the bottom 3 of the NFL teams, and they played pretty good for a playoff team for the past decade. The Seahawks have been a playoff team for the past decade, and the Bengals played really good against them, and at the Seahawks home, and they only lost by 1 point. I mean, I would take that as a positive direction for the Bengals. Yeah, I mean, the Bengals, they keep improving. I think their team looks kind of good. But the defensive line, oh my gosh, they signed Russell Wilson, like, I believe 5 times. I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah, but the Seahawks, their defense has been kind of iffy, so it's only been reliable on the offense, and even in the offense they struggle because of the fact that the offensive line is so bad. So I mean, if they play like this, I don't even think the Seahawks are going to make the playoffs. Is that a big thing to say? Yes, but that is what I believe. Colts versus Chargers. Chargers 30, Colts 24. Round of applause for Jacoby Brissett. I thought he played absolutely great. The Colts, they lost to Andrew Luck. Everyone thought the season was over, but the way Jacoby Brissett played, I honestly think they can make the playoffs. I hope they do. I think Jacoby Brissett's really good. I know Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck is Andrew Luck. He's great. He's amazing. But under Jacoby Brissett, I feel like they could still make it far. I mean, they have a good roster, and Jacoby Brissett did not play bad at all. And honestly, I think they should have won the game. If it wasn't for Vinatieri missing 3 field goals and 2 extra points. I mean, you put up those points, that's a lot more than 30. They definitely should have won that game, but they lost in overtime. But yeah, I think the Colts should have won. 49ers versus Buccaneers. 49ers 31, Buccaneers 17. I did see potential from the Bucs, if I'm being totally honest. I mean, they lost. I mean, they kind of got destroyed. But Jameis Winston, I feel, was getting better under Bruce Arians. At the end of the day, I just feel like his offense let him down more than Jameis Winston let him down. What I mean by that is, like, if you see Jameis Winston, he threw some good throws and it bounced right out of the offensive player's hands, right into the defensive hands. Like, I would blame the team, like, as a whole, like, it's a team effort. But I mean, I think they can get better, especially in the Bruce Arians. I have a lot of faith in Bruce Arians. The 49ers, their defense looked kind of good, but then again, it's the Bucs, so it's not like anything crazy. But Jimmy Garoppolo, I honestly think, sucks completely. I'm talking about like 25, 23 downing quarterbacks. I think he's really bad. I think he's super overhyped. And I think he's going to hold them back. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs because of Jimmy Garoppolo. Giants versus Cowboys. Cowboys destroyed the Giants 35-17. Giants still suck. That's all I'm going to say, okay? Saquon's great, but the Giants, they need more rebuilding time. And the Cowboys, NFC team. This is hard for me to say, but they are scary. That defense played amazing. That offense played really good. Dak had a hell of a game. And if he plays like that for the rest of the season, I see them as a Super Bowl team. I'm saying that. So if they make it to Super Bowl, I called it first. Yeah. Lions versus Cardinals, a tie. Wow. Both these teams suck. And I say that very confidently. I think the Lions are going to be last in the NFC North. And I think the Cardinals are going to be last in their division too. You do see potential from Kyler Murray. He made us 17-point comeback. I mean, he did good. I'm going to give it to him. He did good for his first NFL game. The fact that the Lions and the Cardinals have a comeback, they're garbage, especially in the NFC North, which is very strong. And the Cardinals, I just don't think they have the roster or the coach, to be honest. They can get better. I think they will get better. But as of now, I think this season's going to be a big old ale. Steelers versus Patriots. 33-3, the Patriots won. Oh my gosh, so the Steelers suck, losing Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, which a lot of people predicted. But the Patriots, 33 points. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. That's a Super Bowl team. I'm sorry. That's a Super Bowl team. I don't care. Patriots always winning. No one likes it anymore. No, I like football, and that is a football team. That defense played amazing. That offense was spectacular. 42-year-old throwing over 300 yards. But amazing. Absolutely amazing. And they don't even have Antonio Brown, and they put up 30 points. With Antonio Brown, they're going to be the Chiefs of last year. Except better defense, obviously. Texans versus Saints. I thought this one of my favorite games of this week. It was amazing. Texans 28, Saints 30. I think the Texans are a better team than the Saints. I really do. But it was a great game. I do think the Texans are better, and I would put the Texans above the Saints in the playoffs. But, I mean, the Saints are going to make the playoffs, but I do think the Texans are a better team. Like, I feel like if they go against each other again, the Texans will win. Same thing with the Carolina Panthers situation. Broncos versus Raiders. Raiders won 24-16. Broncos suck. It hurts me to say because I do like their defense. Like, I want to see Von Miller be great because he's an amazing player. But their team sucks. Even their defense, which was very surprising. The Raiders don't look so bad, to be honest. I thought they were going to struggle, especially when they lost Antonio Brown, but their offense played really good. Their defense is kind of iffy, especially because they lost their rookie. Jonathan Abram is going to be out for the rest of the season with a shoulder injury, and he's probably the best person on their defense. But, I mean, their offense looks good. So, do I see them as a playoff team? Say week 2. I would need week 2 to say they're a playoff team. But do they play good? Yes, I will give them that. Week 2 predictions. These are my predictions for week 2. You guys want to bet on them? Don't sue me. Okay. Buccaneers versus Panthers will be the first game of week 2. I see the Panthers 35, Buccaneers 17. Like I said, the Bucs, I like their team. I like Bruce Arians. But the Panthers, I think they're really good. Like, top 10 team. Cowboys versus Redskins. Cowboys 28, Redskins 17. Like I said, Cowboys very scary. Colts versus Titans. Titans win 24-17. I like the Colts. I like the Titans, but the Titans have a better roster and that defense is absolutely amazing. Seahawks versus Steelers. I see the Seahawks winning 17-14. I think both teams really suck, but at the end of the day, the way Big Ben played is kind of like a season ender, and I think the Seahawks will win. Bills versus Giants. Bills 24, Giants 14. Though I feel the reason Giants only have Saquon and the Bills have a good enough defense to shut down Saquon and put a point, so I feel that will be the score. Patriots versus Miami. Patriots 35. Beat Miami with 10 points. So I get it. The Patriots have bad luck in Miami, but this team is too good to have bad luck in Miami. Like, this team is amazing. Plus, again, Antonio Brown, get out of here. They could probably put him more. So if it's above 35, I was aware of that. Jacksonville versus Texans. Texans 28, Jacksonville 13. Jacksonville is looking real sloppy, and Texans are looking really great. Vikings versus Packers. Vikings 20, Packers 13. This hurts, but I do think based off week 1, our offense isn't ready yet, and the Vikings look very good. I do think the Vikings are going to win. I don't think it's going to be as bad as the Falcons, though, because we have a better defense. But I do think the Vikings will take the win. Chargers versus Lions. Chargers 31, Lions 17. Lions suck. Chargers have a great roster. All I gotta say. 49ers versus Bengals. Bengals win 24. 49ers 14. Like I said, I think the Bengals look really good in week 1. If they could bring that to week 2, I think they would have a maybe winning season. I mean, underdog story. It happens every year. Cardinals versus Ravens. Ravens 27, Cardinals 13. This is a surprise. The Ravens look amazing. The Cardinals are still struggling. You can tell after the Lions. Chiefs versus Raiders. Chiefs 37, Raiders 23. Chiefs, high-powered offense. Raiders, I think their offense is also good for the Giants' bad defense. So I think it's going to be close, but then the fourth quarter, the Chiefs is just going to beat them. And it's kind of like, nope. Saints versus Rams, revenge game. I do think the Saints will win 24-21. I think they're going to win. I think they play better than the Rams. The Rams look sloppy against the Panthers, and the Saints, I mean, they ended up beating the Texans, which I think the Texans have a great team, so I think the Saints will win. Bears versus Broncos. I think this is going to be a defensive game. Both offenses suck. Bears 17, Broncos 10. I do think the Bears have a better defense and a better offense. Sort of. I don't really trust Trubisky, but I don't trust Joe Flacco. So, but let's just say the defense and Bears win. Eagles versus Falcons. Eagles 30, Falcons 17. Falcons look absolutely terrible, and the Eagles look pretty good, especially if the Falcons have a bad defense, which was shown and exposed by the Vikings. Browns versus Jets. I see the Jets taking the win, 20-13. I know some people aren't going to agree with this, but the Browns are overhyped, and they did absolutely terrible against the Titans. I know the Titans are a better team than the Jets, but the Jets are still a defensive team, and the way the Titans game went, it looks like Baker Mayfield struggles against defensive teams. So, therefore, bop. Those are my predictions for week 2. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you can subscribe and leave a like. I'll really appreciate it. And next week I will be talking about, obviously, recapping this and making my week 3 predictions. But also, I want to throw in, I will also be throwing in a little spice with playoff and Super Bowl predictions, which I do want to get out now just in case if I'm right. I was right before everyone else. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you can leave a like. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave comments down below if you don't agree with the game or what you think. Because I'll be very down. And if I know you and you prove me wrong, How about you come on the YouTube channel and you debate me, huh? Yeah. Thank you, and signing out. You're lying. What's mom's password? It just turned off and the video is still recording. Syria.
Don't worry, I can edit it.